Hey, good morning, Miss Fong.
Good morning, Ellen.
Hey, good morning.
Today, I'd like you to clarify um, some of the psychological needs for us to really move forward. What I'm saying is that um, certain there's a saying our success comes from 80% psychology and 20% tools,
Hmm.
and certain people are have those skills to help people achieve certain goals, and a few of them actually able to use certain psychological, I would say, tools to help clients to create the needs, to create the um, the mindset to reach certain goal. And I know you are very experienced in the tools using um, NLP, neuro linguistic programming, and often I notice how you use that to help our clients to get rid of certain addictions. And I like to know, for people who don't have those needs, how can you create needs for women so they can use it to achieve their the dreams or something we think of something beyond our reach.
Got
Can
it.
you give us some of the words, 3 steps that somebody thinks they're okay, but we can also create in it? Sometimes we don't know what we can do.
I agree. It's an interesting question. In short, what I've noticed about most people, including myself at some points in time, is there's always stuff that we want, right? Everybody's got the dream car, the dream house, the dream money, the dream body. And one of the challenges is that either at some period people don't believe that they can have it, or they know they really want it, they know they really need it,
Mm.
but they don't make it a big enough deal until something happens in life that pushes them.
Mm.
Like, for example, um, there's so many people that have issues with diabetes and being obese and having health issues because they're carrying around too much weight. Well, a
Mhm.
lot of times, from the people I've served in the past, they'll usually say things like, "Oh, it's not that bad. Oh, I'm okay. The doctor said I'm fine at this point, even though I'm 60, 80, 100 pounds overweight." And that's not a disrespect of any type. Like, everybody should love themselves and love their body. This is solely and strictly about health concerns to make sure that we can live long term and healthy and happy. Well, usually when somebody knows that they have an excess amount of weight, for example, just for an example's sake, or they don't have their ideal body and they really want it, but they don't do anything about it, usually it's just because they're thinking 1 or 2 steps ahead. Like, if my hands represent a timeline from, let's say, from the moment they made that decision till the day that they pass, they die. Well, a lot of times when people say, "Oh, I want to have that great body, but I think I'll do it later, tomorrow, or I'm okay for now," usually they'll just think, like, maybe next month or the next 6 months or the next year. A lot of times they don't think about what their life is going to be like in the next 3, 5, 6, 7, 10, 12, 20 years, and what they might have to give up or the problems they might have to go through if they sustain that excess weight, or if they don't get that physical strength, or if they don't get themselves to an ideal physicality, point of physicality that they want to achieve. So an easy way that I usually try to help people to understand what they're going through and how to make a better decision for themselves is really just a 3-step process. So first thing I do is I ask them, what exactly is your goal? Like,
Mm.
what is your goal for your body? Do you want to get up on stage? Do you want to look good in a magazine? Do you want to look like you're 25 years old again if you're 50? What is it for you? So usually, if somebody really wants to make a change, but they're stuck, they'll at least know what that change is. And number two, I'll usually dig in with them and I'll ask them, well, why is that important to you? Like, what's the value of achieving that goal for you? And it's interesting because no matter what the goal is, someone says, you know, I want to look sexier, I want to look hotter, I want to feel more attractive, I want to go out and pick up guys, or I want to pick up girls, or I want to do whatever it is. I want my husband or spouse or wife to look at me like I'm sexy again. It's interesting because when we dig into that and we find out the emotion behind it, it always ends up boiling down to one of a few things. Either A, they just want to feel loved again because a part of them just doesn't feel loved anymore. Or they want to feel validated to some level, or they want to feel like they're good enough or worthy. And what happens is when they get to that point, many people forget or had felt like they had forgotten how important that was to them. And then it becomes a pain and pleasure feeling, like this good, bad feeling. Because a lot of people that want to go after that goal, they want to go after it because essentially they want to feel good about themselves. But the problem is that sometimes people have felt bad about themselves, about their body, about their situation for so long that they've either forgotten what it feels like to feel good about themselves, or they fear it because the last couple of times they tried to go after it, they created this experience in their mind like it was horrible, it was terrible. Like they might have been embarrassed, they might have been shamed, they might have been told that they weren't good enough, they might have been told that they feel like they're this small. Like whatever the case is, what I'm good at doing is finding out what are those emotional pressure points for that person, and then rewiring their mind in a way, or helping them look at that perspective in a way where it no longer holds them back, but then it becomes something that explodes them, that ignites them, that makes them feel like, okay, it's time for me to go after this. That the feeling of not going after their goal now becomes more painful than the feeling of staying where they are being more pleasurable. Because it's always a pleasure pain response, right? Like everybody wants something and everybody has that feeling of I want it, but they also have that feeling of fear. Like I don't want it, or I'm scared to want it, or whatever the case is. All I do is I just change the leverage points. So instead of the fear being the predominant feeling, I make that less, and I make the confidence to go after what they want to become the more strong feeling.
Thank you so much. I know there are many women who can do anything. I mean, if they put the mind into, if they have the right mindset. Why? Is because so many of the things that they want, a certain body, because somebody already have it. So all they have to do is have that kind of mindset to just believe that they can do it. So the tools that we wanted to give to them right now is so they can use it, believe in themselves. And one of them is using NLP tools that you have described it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.